Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm your host, FD for Sage5.tv, bringing you yet another gem or potential gem. It depends if that is a narrative you believe in. And during the past week or two, we saw Avalanche, which is one of the third generation layer ones, exploding. And the project we're going to look at today is part of the Avalanche blockchain, or it's part of the Avalanche ecosystem. And if the Avalanche ecosystem is going to explode, including AVAX, of course, I can see this project doing wonders. I've got my own predictions, which I'm going to share with you towards the end of the video. So please, if you want to understand or to learn about my prediction for this project, watch the video all the way to the end and I'll share with you what I think this project could deliver. And this project belongs to a narrative that I think so far has not actually seen any massive price jumps or increases. But I think the moment will come. And that project is Benqi. So guys, before I start reviewing this project for you today, I want you to know that what I'm going to share with you in this video is not financial advice. If you do require financial advice, please go somewhere else. The information in this video is just adequate for educational as well as entertainment purposes. And if you're from the UK, please note that crypto assets are extremely risky and you could lose all your funds. In fact, we are also obliged to state that you should not be watching this video if that is the case, but that's up to you. You do you, so to speak. Anyway, so the project we're going to be jumping in today, guys, is Benqi. And this project launched at the top end of the last bull run. And I think it's well set for this coming cycle. Why do I say that? Because it survived the bear market relatively well compared to what I was thinking. So Benqi is a suite of decentralized finance protocols built on the high-speed Avalanche smart contract network. It consists of the Benqi markets and Benqi liquid staking. Founded in 2021, Benqi is developed and maintained by Rome Blockchain Labs Incorporation. The protocol offers DeFi users from congested networks and centralized networks the option to move and place their unused assets on Benqi with no hurdles and low network fees. Avalanche allows Benqi users to seamlessly and affordably access decentralized financial services and increase control over their strategies. Some key features for Benqi: of course, you've got the Benqi markets, which enables users to effortlessly lend, borrow, and earn interest with their digital assets. Depositors providing liquidity to the protocol earn yield, while borrowers are able to borrow in an over-collateralized manner. It is permissionless to use and allows DeFi users to instantly supply to and withdraw liquidity from a shared liquidity market. Users can also instantly borrow from a liquidity market using their supplied assets as collateral. Users also have a live and transparent view of interest rates around the clock based on the asset's market supply and demand. The second key feature is the Benqi liquid staking. And this is Avalanche liquid staking solution that tokenizes staked AVAX coins. AVAX being the native coin for Avalanche or Avalanche network. By tokenizing AVAX through liquid staking, users are given the ability to use, swap, or collateralize the yield-bearing asset within decentralized finance applications or DeFi. It is a capital-efficient staking product that allows Avalanche users to freely transfer locked-up capital, that is, staked AVAX coins, staked in validators that are securing the Avalanche network. Users are also able to gain additional utility on their yield-generating asset by utilizing it within decentralized finance by trading it or using it as collateral. Users can seamlessly stake their AVAX coin on Avalanche contract chain or C chain with no tedious cross-chain transfers or server hosting. Some value proposition from Benqi include the collateral factor. This is the maximum that can be borrowed on a particular asset. For example, AVAX collateral factor is 40% if the price of AVAX is, say, $100. The maximum that can be borrowed is $40 in other assets. You also have the reserve factor. This is the percentage of the borrower's interest that accrues to the Benqi protocol and can be withdrawn through governance. For example, reserve factor of 20% means that 20% of the interest paid on the asset is for the protocol. You also have the close factor. This is the maximum amount that can be liquidated in a single transaction. For example, 50% close factor means that a maximum of 50% of a liquidatable account's borrow can be repaid in a single liquidation transaction. There are no lockup periods, zero fees for depositing and withdrawing from the pool. Users have full control over their assets and associated accounts. Users can seamlessly stake AVAX and start earning without needing to execute cross-chain transfers to the Avalanche P chain. Avalanche consists of 3 different blockchains. And users can also gain additional utility on their interest-bearing assets to be freely utilized within DeFi or decentralized finance. So that is a brief review of what Avalanche is. Now let's jump into some of the 13 elements that make up our review toolkit, which is our DYO or risk evaluation toolkit, which is made up of 13 elements in decentralized decentralization, security, scaling, interoperability, age of the project use cases, social media presence via Twitter and via Discord, the project team, as well as the project's own tokenomics. So let's start with decentralization first. Users can participate in a decentralized and permissionless manner. All they require is a compatible Web3 wallet and some staked AVAX coins. Benqi markets and Benqi liquid staking products are all permissionless to use, with users able to freely transfer locked up capital and use it to swap or collateralize the yield-bearing asset within DeFi or decentralized finance applications. Funds are administered via smart contracts. The QI token, which is the Benqi token, is required to firstly bring forth, then vote on proposals or Benqi improvement proposal, which is BIP. That would affect key parameters such as economics, security, and development of the protocol. Examples of parameters subject to governance voting include interest rate model, the addition of assets that meet the risk requirements of the protocol, risk parameters for collateralization and liquidation, changes to the liquidity mining program to adjust incentives depending on market conditions, improvements to the protocol such as changes to smart contracts and governance processes. And moving on to security, funds on Benqi protocol are administered by smart contracts. The risks related to the protocol may potentially include smart contract risks and liquidation risks. Assets that are supplied or borrowed on the protocol could fluctuate in value due to the systemic risks of issuing platforms or market volatility, including the loss of peg of certain pegged assets. This could result in the liquidation or closing of a user's position. Benqi smart contracts audits were performed by Halborn and 8 findings were raised. 1 was of medium risk, 5 were low risk in nature, with 2 informational. Benqi works closely with Chaos Labs on the risk assessment and management of assets for the Benqi liquidity market or BLM to safely maximize capital efficiency. The Benqi Chaos Labs dashboard displays risks monitoring done on Benqi liquidity market. So you can see they're actually monitoring the risks in real time. As far as scaling is concerned, the Benqi team chose Avalanche because of its decentralized network's claimed high scalability, low fees, and compatibility with popular plugin wallets. Avalanche boasts higher transaction output of up to 6,500 TPS or transaction per second, while not compromising on security. This is made possible in part by Avalanche's architecture, which consists of 3 interoperable blockchains in the exchange chain or X-chain, which is employed to exchange and create the native AVAX tokens and other assets. Then we also have the contract chain or C-chain, which holds smart contracts and decentralized applications. And the third interoperable blockchain is the platform chain or P-chain, which accommodates network validators, tracks active subnets, and enables the creation of new subnets. As far as interoperability is concerned, Avalanche is a proof-of-stake network that generates returns for users taking the AVAX token on validator nodes to secure the network. This is done on the Avalanche platform chain or P-chain, which eventually locks up the AVAX token for a predetermined time. This results in the lockup of capital unable to be utilized within decentralized finance or DeFi. Liquid staking therefore provides a solution for freeing up this locked up capital, creating greater capital efficiency within the Avalanche network. By tokenizing the staked AVAX into S-AVAX, which is Benqi staked AVAX, users will now be able to utilize the asset within DeFi protocols while earning passive returns for securing Avalanche. This S-AVAX asset provides developers and users a wealth of strategies and options to build off from. Let's move on to social media presence via Twitter. Benqi boasts over 70,800 Twitter followers, and via Discord, just over 2,760 Discord members. And the project team, well, we know ROM Blockchain Labs, the entity responsible for the development and maintenance of Benqi protocol, has approximately 22 team members according to LinkedIn. Well, it could be more because not all employees always subscribe to some of these social media platforms. Now, some use cases for Benqi, ticker symbol QI. Benqi's liquid staking is a capital efficient staking product that allows Avalanche users to freely transfer locked up capital, which is staked AVAX, staked in validators to secure the Avalanche network. Users can also gain additional utility on their yield generating asset by utilizing it within DeFi through trading it or using it as collateral. Users can also seamlessly stake their AVAX on the Avalanche contract chain or C-chain with no tedious cross-chain transfers or server hosting. We also have Benqi markets, which allows users to instantly supply and withdraw liquidity from a shared liquidity market. And through Benqi markets, users can also instantly borrow from a liquidity market using their supplied assets as collateral. Users also have a live and transparent view of interest rates around the clock based on the asset's market supply and demand. Let's jump over to some tokenomics for Benqi. Ticker symbol QI. Token supply 7.2 2 billion. Circulating supply 58.4%. Token distribution for Benqi 50% was allocated to the community, the foundation 14%, pre-sale 26%, the team 10%, and according to our own evaluation, insider token allocation amounts to 24%, which is within our acceptable criteria, because at the top end we are sitting at 35%. Anything above that, questionable. So that is a quick review of what Benqi is. Now let's move on to the scoring part, where we score the elements we just reviewed and covered with you guys here. So the 13 elements we're going to be covering are decentralization, security, scaling, interoperability, the project team, social media presence via Twitter and via Discord, the age of the project, project use cases, tokens issued at project launch, total tokens in circulation at the time of recording, maximum tokens available, as well as insider token allocation. Starting with decentralization, 5 points out of 10. Security, 7.5 points. Scaling, 7.5 points. Interoperability, 7.5 points out of 10. Project team, 7.5 points. Social media presence via Twitter, 7.5 points. Social media presence via Discord, 2.5 points out of 10. The age of the project, 5 points out of 10. Project use cases, 7.5 points out of 10. Tokens issued at project launch, 5 points out of 10. And tokens in circulation at the time of recording, 5 points out of 10. Maximum tokens available, 2.5 points out of 10. And insider token allocation, 7.5 points out of 10. Why? Because it's around 24.1% or so. So there you have it. Those are the scores we've allocated to Benqi using our DYOR toolkit consisting of those 13 elements. What are your thoughts, guys? Do you think this is a good reflection of what Benqi is? And do you hold Benqi? Let us know in the comment section. The aggregate score for Benqi comes up to 77.5 points out of 130, which puts Benqi within the could go to zero category, which means Benqi is in good company. Why? Most decent projects we've reviewed on this channel fall within this category. Now, like I said at the top of the video, while we do not hold Benqi within any of our public portfolios, I personally hold Benqi within my private portfolio. What about you? Do you hold Benqi? What do you think about the prospects of Benqi when we move through the bull run that we think started last year in November of 2022? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Once you're down there, guys, please don't forget to click the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. And if you are, just click that notification bell and the like button as well. It doesn't cost you a thing. On that bombshell, guys, I'm gonna leave you. Until the next video, bye for now.